Here are my thoughts on the Victoria's Secret Lush Secret Garden Collection. Afternoon Light is a tart sour lemon at the first spray. As it dries down, you get the florals. Gradually, the lemon loses its tartness and gets really fresh. This almost smelled like lemon cleaner, but the floral saved it from becoming that. Afternoon Light really had potential, but the lemon opening was too much and is gone as soon as you spray it. I rate this fresh floral a 5 out of 10. Victoria's Secret Bare Vanila Sol smells the most similar, but is way better. It's sweeter and creamier and the perfect combination of lemon and vanilla. Lush Lemony Flutter is straight up one-dimensional tart lemon fruit. There are no florals or fresh notes. Lemony Flutter smells even more like lemon cleaner because of the lack of other notes to kind of balance it out. Bath & Body Works Fresh Amalfi Lemon has a spearmint note that makes it more herbal and uplifting. Bath & Body Works Iced Lemon Pound Cake is lemon cake. The lemon doesn't have any tartness and is more sugary compared to Afternoon Light. By the way, my name is Pearl Denise and I love making fragrance reviews. I've already posted reviews of the Victoria's Secret Valentine's Day collection and we'll be posting a new pink vacation collection soon. Subscribe so you do not miss it. Cashmere Orchid is sweet vanilla and orchid to me. The orchid is quite dominant and has that thick, musky quality that I loved. I couldn't detect much of the jasmine, but I believe that the apricot is more syrupy, which makes the vanilla blossom lean very vanilla to me. There is also a grape-like fragrance note in this combination, not quite tuberose or jasmine, but adds such a delectable sweetness. Cashmere Orchid is floral forward with a beautiful balance of sweetness and is exactly why warm florals described on this site as floral musky are my favorite fragrance category. I think gourmand lovers will like this too. The vanilla blends really nicely. Longevity is pretty good for a body mist as well. It's stuck around for a couple of hours. I give this a 9 out of 10. Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla Golden is the reverse. It's a tonka and vanilla supported by the orchid, but I think if you like one, you'll like the other. Sol de Janeiro Cherioso 40 is fruitier, sweeter, and more syrupy. Charming Rose is sweet candied rose or strawberry. I get rose and lychee. Lychee is not listed, but that's what I get. That must be the candied strawberries, which are not tart at all, but sweet and, as described, very jammy. The rose is soft, not sharp or heavily floral. I barely get the freesia, maybe a little bit as it dries. To me, Charming Rose is not the same, but in the same realm as Bath & Body Works Covered in Roses, Delina, etc. To me, this is another warm floral, described as a floral gourmand on the website. I give this an 8 out of 10. Bubbles and Berries is a juicy strawberry champagne with no florals. Victoria's Secret Ruby Rosé is a raspberry and is sweeter in a juicy way but not candied. The rose is fresher here. Bath & Body Works You're the One is more floral. It's a more vintage floral, much stronger and much more kind of syrupy. Dreamy Petals is a sweet, juicy, bright raspberry and blackberry. The blackberry is so good here, slightly candied but leans more sweet. The florals I could barely detect. I would guess that it's peony. I feel like the peony is able to blend very well with sweeter and more fruity notes. I can't detect the tea at all. Dreamy Petals didn't last at all for me. I had to keep spraying it over and over and over again. This fruity floral gets a 7 out of 10. The only thing I could compare to Dreamy Petals would be Victoria's Secret Ruby Rosé. They're not really similar. Dreamy Petals I think is just way more juicier and fruitier, but they do share that raspberry. The raspberry and Ruby Rosé is just more floral and is just a little bit more kind of fresh. Dreamy Petals is just more juicy. Santal Blossom has a very white floral opening. I'm not sure what Pink Petals is supposed to be, but I get jasmine and tuberose. It's not that sweet. There is a bitterness that I enjoyed, which I think is from the sandalwood. There's also a creaminess that I get, which reminds me of Lang Ylang, not quite tropical or solar. The sandalwood is not as prominent, but adds a little bit of woodiness and gives Santal Blossom a very clean girl vibe. This is basically a very dry floral scent, but not too floral, and I think this will be blind buy safe for most. I give this floral an 8 out of 10. You would think that because Victoria's Secret Santal Blossom share similar notes as Bath & Body Works Fresh Vanilla Blossoms, that these two would smell the same, but they really don't. As you can see, they have very similar notes, but the vanilla and Fresh Vanilla Blossoms makes all the difference. It makes Bath & Body Works Fresh Vanilla Blossoms just more sweeter and a completely different scent. Solitaire Santal Bloom has a sharp amber opening, but despite that sharp opening, it is overall a more muskier and much more smooth scent than Santal Blossom. Sparkling Blooms is a white floral with a heavy gardenia opening. This doesn't surprise me because I feel like gardenia overpowers most fragrances, and this is no different. As it dries down, you get a fresh magnolia. I feel like magnolia can come off as sweet. This comes off very fresh. Sparkling Blooms is very floral, very feminine. Like walking into a garden at spring where the flowers have just bloomed and you still have that greenness. This is not gourmand at all. You've been warned. But I love it, and I give this floral an 8.5 out of 10. Poolside Service by Victoria's Secret is one of the most unique fragrances in my collection. It has the gardenia just like Sparkling Blooms, but because of that papaya, the papaya gives a bitter and kind of more tropical quality. These are completely different fragrances. Bath & Body Works 1 in a Million is spicier and dominated by that jasmine and tuberose. So they are also completely different fragrances. Sunlit Nectar gives me a juicy sweet peach at the first spray. Amber is listed, but it's a non-factor here. I feel like amber has a tendency to smell sharp or sour, but here it's so smooth and well blended that I can barely detect it. I don't get the praline at all, just peach juice and indescript florals. This one is gone within seconds, but I think this will be the most popular. Blind Buy safe for sure. I give this fruity floral gourmand a 7 out of 10. The peach in Bath & Body Works Bridgerton Diamond of the Season is more floral, more musky, and ultimately Diamond of the Season is just much more perfumey compared to Sunlit Nectar, which is just more fruity. Bath & Body Works Plumeria is a more tropical with that strong apple note. Bath & Body Works Gingham Gorgeous is more peach floral. I would say that Sunlit Nectar is more peach fruit punch. Wild Willow at the first spray is a creamy but bitter almond blossom. It's also quite powdery, which just contrasts so beautifully. There is no cherry here, but the almond blossom contains the same nuttiness that often comes with cherry scents. There's also a creaminess with the musk that reminds me of toasted rice. I have never smelled willow, but if I had to guess, it's adding a little bit of greenness to this fragrance. Wild Willow is the most complex fragrance in this collection and my favorite. I give this warm floral a 9 out of 10. Being Frenchy Cashmere Vanilla is a more woody vanilla, so it's sweeter than Wild Willow, and I would say that these are not similar. Bath & Body Works Musk No. 3 has no bitter almond notes. It's musky, and the rice here is more of a kind of steamed sweeter rice, more milky and less toasted than it is in Wild Willow. The coconut and vanilla in Solitaire Pink Beach makes this much more creamy and sweeter than Wild Willow. Again, these are not similar. Okay, so I'm going to rank these from my most to least favorite. First place goes to Wild Willow because this has such a bitter, complex scent that is really unique and I really did enjoy. Second place will go to Cashmere Orchid. This is exactly what I love about warm florals. It's floral, but it has a beautiful sweetness that is just outstanding. Third place goes to Sparkling Blooms. Again, I am a warm floral girl, and I just love how fresh the orchid, the magnolia kind of blends in. This is really going to be nice for spring. Fourth place goes to Charming Rose. Now, this is not a unique scent, but I love this scent profile. I love it. So that's why it's fourth place. Fifth place will go to Santal Blossom. Again, I really did like this one as well, just not as much as the other ones. Sixth place goes to Sunlit Nectar. I think this is going to be the most Blind Buy save. This is going to be the one that everyone likes because it's fruity. This is a nice peach. It's nice enough. Eighth place goes to Dreamy Petals. This one is a little bit too fruity for my personal taste. It's nice as well, but it's just not my favorite. And then last place goes to Afternoon Delight. I just don't really like the way the lemon is blending with kind of that lily and fresh scent. So this is why this one is last. I'm going to do some fragrance layering options for this collection because there's just so much. Starting with Afternoon Light, I'm thinking lemon scents with a little bit of sweetness to kind of balance that freshness. For Cashmere Orchid, warm florals for sure that have orchid and also have some sweetness to it. For Charming Rose, definitely some rose florals, rose warm florals with a little bit of sweetness as well. For Dreamy Petals, I'm thinking floral fragrances that have raspberry in them. So these are my options. And then for Santal Blossom, florals in general, perhaps white floral leaning fragrances, also muskiness. Sparkling Blooms, Magnolia for sure. Definitely Magnolia Gardenia blends, as well as like an old time fragrance. Sunlit Nectar, peach, sweet fragrances with a little bit of fruitiness. Also some muskiness will work as well. Wild Willow, definitely almond blossom scents for sure. And these are the fragrance combinations I have. Let me know yours below. As a floral lover, I am so happy that Victoria's Secret released a floral fragrance collection. These are going to layer so well with perfumes. Thank you so much for watching. This was the largest fragrance collection I've seen from Victoria's Secret. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, I am Pearl Denise and this is Beauty Body Pearl.